All right. Cool, cool. Everybody's hearing my voice good? Great. You guys rock. All right. Ken, thank you so much. That was a nice thing to say. I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but I hate keeping you guys waiting. And Ken just typed in there, never mind waiting because I always feel like I'm getting paid for my time with the content you deliver. So that's great, man. That means that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So cool, cool. Everybody can hear me good. Let me go ahead and make sure you guys can see my screen. All right. All right. So, quick question: how many of you guys were on the call last Tuesday with Jason? Jason is the man at doing webinars. I'm telling you, it's like I listen to him and I already have access to the product, and I'm like, I want to buy it. You know. So, I just I love the way his mind works, and I've met with Jason a few different times, and not that I want to keep talking about this, but it's really it's such a huge huge thing to get a coach that you relate with that's getting results in order to help you really get going along your way. So if you don't already do that, okay, make sure that you make it a point to. And there's different ways to get help, but trying to figure things out on your own is just so slow, and sometimes it can be really aggravating. Even if you're an intelligent person, it can be very, very frustrating when you could simply, contact somebody that's already gotten the results and they can just tell you right away. So, having said that, we are going to be talking about video, and the reason why I want to talk to you guys about video is because, in all honesty, there's so much content out there of people saying, here's how to make money online, here's how to make money online, whatever it is, and some of it works, some of it doesn't, but the truth is, if you know how to make video, it's going to apply to everything, and it's going to help you make more money, and honestly, it's one of the fastest ways to make money online. So it's kind of aggravating to me to see people, other marketers out there just trying to come up with new strategies for the sake of new strategies, and maybe they're talking about article marketing or something, or Pinterest or whatever. And the truth is, this is something that you want to write down if you haven't already. And this is something that, in my process of going through thousands of hours of content and hundreds of books and spending a lot of money on coaching and everything else and going to conferences, these are the two things you need to focus on in order to make money online. Build a list of friends and build a list of buyers. Okay? That's it. Build a list of friends, build a list of buyers. Now, in order to do both of those things, okay, build a list of friends and build a list of buyers, you have to be able to communicate with them, and you have to be able to influence them. And I don't mean that in a negative, manipulative way, but just like you have friends and you have acquaintances, and the way to become a friend when you start out as an acquaintance is by being honest, being vulnerable, treating people the way that you want to be treated. And so what happens is you start to build a relationship. People see you at work every day, or they see you at the gym every day, or as a neighbor, whatever it is, and they see, I like this guy, or I like this gal. They're honest, they're a lot like me. They're struggling with the same things, and they're excited about the same things. So when you build that relationship, okay, in person, it takes time, and it takes normally face-to-face time. So on the internet, you could be a fantastic writer, for instance, and you could write stuff, and you will reach people that like to read, okay, if they relate with what you're saying in your writing, obviously. But when it comes to video, okay, people are wired differently. Okay, we all have eyes, ears, nose, all that good stuff. But some people are more prone to listen. Like right now, you guys don't see my face except for when it shows up on the screen here, but you're hearing my voice. For some people, that's awesome. They like to do laundry or work out or drive or whatever, and they listen, and that's fantastic, and that's all they need. Other people like to read. They want to, see it, and they want to just go through the steps and kind of process the information that way. And other people are visual, where they want to see. Okay, when it comes to learning how to do a task, whether it's web design or crochet or dog training or whatever, most of this stuff, to learn, you really have to see it. You have to see a video, or you have to be in a class, or you have to be in a workshop or a conference, or you have to be there, you know, live, looking over somebody's shoulder while they show you how to flip that omelet without having it land on the counter or the floor, you know, things like that. So if you don't learn how to do video, you're going to be doing yourself a huge disservice. Okay? Now, another thing as far as why video is so key and why it's so important is because of the value of video. Okay? If we go online and we search around for books, okay, on a particular topic, let's say it's list building. If you find books, you're going to find printed books anywhere from $1 on Amazon or Alibris, all the way up to maybe 20 bucks, maybe 30 bucks if it's a brand new bestseller, you know, hardcover book, right? If you find an ebook, a digital copy of it, like a PDF, you're going to find the same thing around that price point. You know, $7, free, $10, maybe $20, that kind of thing, okay? Now, once you start to bump it up to the next level, which is audio, you're going to see guys like Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar. Those guys are selling audio courses, which is just their voice, whether it used to be on tape, now it's on disc, now it's on MP3, you know. That would sell for $100, $200. But the next level after that is video. Okay, you've got the audio, you can hear them, but you can also see, you can look over their shoulder. And like, for instance, I've done workshops where, you know, I log in, I do everything right in front of everybody, and they go, ah, that's the step I was missing. See, I've read this before, I've heard this before, but until I got to watch you go into your cPanel and realized you right-click there or whatever it is, you know, now I know how to do it. So video is hugely, hugely valuable. Now, one of the things that I don't normally do, actually, I think I've done it once when I was pretty early on in my marketing, was I'm not one of the guys that goes out there and says, look at my, you know, car or my house or my PayPal account or whatever. But if you guys have been on my list for any amount of time, you already know I've got a ton of products out there. They convert very well. The lowest, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and show you something here. Go to Warrior Plus, WSO Pro, and again, this is something I don't normally do, but I want to show you guys something as far as conversions. A typical offer online, like a sales page that has a product you can buy, converts at around 1%. Okay, that is like the industry standard. You want to reach 1%. So what I want to do is I want to show you here how I've done with selling videos, which all of my products have videos in them. Even if it's software, I always have video tutorials in there. So when we pull up my listings here, we can see the conversion rate here is 2%, 4%, 12%, 11, 12, 10, 4, 11, 12, and 4%. So the average is 9% here. So, and again, I normally never do this, but I just wanted to show you guys. This is, and I don't use WSO Pro anymore, almost never. And this is just my own listing, so this is a very, very small percentage of my income. Most of you know I own Simple One Click, and I use that. I also use JVZoo and some other things like that, just directly with PayPal and things like that. But you can see just from these few products I have right here, the conversion rates are really high. The sales is over $50,000. Okay, so that's one example. I could show you others, but honestly, I think it's kind of one of those beating a dead horse points. You know, you guys know from listening and from seeing my products, from being on the webinars, that I'm doing this full time and I'm successful at it. And what I want to do is, I don't want to brag. What I want to do is I want to help as many of you as possible get to the same level I'm at. Okay, so one of the other things I want to talk to you about as far as video and why it's so critical is when it comes to which which is harder to learn, whether it's programming or search engine optimization or doing video or all these other different things that are the shiny objects that people are offering. Video is one of the easiest things to learn. Okay? The only challenge with video for most people is twofold. One of them is the technical side. People are like, I don't know how to do it. I have no idea. I've never put a video online. And the other is fear normally. Okay? Well, the cost on video, and I'm going to show you a couple things here real quick, is if we go to just Google, actually we'll just go directly here and I'll show you. If you go to Google and we type in video software, okay, this is, I haven't done this search before or anything like that, but you can see that there's a bunch of different video editing software, free download, list of video editing software. There's a ton of them out there, okay? And I can tell you some of the ones that I like the best. Screencast-O-Matic is 100% free. They do have a pro version, which is really, really cheap. If you click on that to see how much it is, it's $15 for a year, okay? But this is one where you can go ahead and you can start recording, and it'll record your screen. You can say whatever you need to say, and now you have a video, okay? Another great one is Jing, which is actually going to be discontinued soon and replaced by Snagit. So, but if you pull up Jing, Jing is by the guys that make Camtasia. Now, I actually like Camtasia, and I think that Camtasia is a great option because the editing you can do and the control you can do is even better than these free options. But having said that, you can still get started with these free options, whether you're on a Mac or you're on a PC. So what I want to do is, I know I've talked to some of you about these different tools I just mentioned, like Jing and Screencast-O-Matic, but what I want to do today is I want to talk to you guys about how to make your videos look way higher quality, way more professional than 99% of the videos that are out there, especially if you're in the internet marketing niche, the health niche, not the wealth niche, but the health, wealth, and love. The love niche was the other one. What you'll typically see is poor audio, poor video quality, and it's normally just somebody standing there or somebody just showing their screen. And what you'll find is that the people that make a whole lot more money than the masses are not a whole lot more smarter. They don't work a whole lot more. What they do is they put just a little bit more effort to over-deliver, okay? You guys hear me talk about over-delivering all the time, and it's so important to me. But one of the reasons why it's so important is because it builds a relationship, okay? It builds that sense of, this guy was totally worth it. Not, I think it was an okay deal. It was, oh, no, it was totally worth it. He totally over-delivered. Now, when it comes to video, it really doesn't take much to reach that point. So let me go ahead and show you a video I made earlier today. This is for my support desk, and my one of the guys on my team, Jimmy, asked me to have it where they have to watch the video before they get to the support desk, because what happens is they don't watch this, and then they'll say, hey, I need a link for my product, and they don't even tell them like the name of the product, stuff like that. So this video here, I'm going to turn down the volume on it for the sake of not being redundant here, but we'll hit play. So you can see here, this is very simple. This is the easy part of just pointing a camera at yourself. Obviously, you can do it where it's just your voice, and we'll cover that as well if you're nervous about that. But what makes this more professional is, in just a couple seconds, you're going to see as I bring up a topic here. Look at that. It's almost like a TV show, right, where they talk about what's coming up or who the speaker is, things like that, right? So you can do this, and I had this for a couple different topics in here. And then for a multiple topics, I have a little bigger one here. And what happens is, this is a nice, clean, professional look. when people see this, they feel a lot better about dealing with this person, that they're a professional, that they're not going to get ripped off, they're going to get responded to, they're going to get helped, and it's going to be high quality. So the quality of what to expect, and people, believe me, will be paying attention to that. So let me give you another example here of, all right, this is a site that I'm working on called Blogging Freak, and there's a bunch of good stuff on here, but one of the things that I want to convey is that the videos that I do have more professionalism than the typical videos out there. So there's a little bit of lag time because we're using GoToWebinar as well as I'm recording with Camtasia and everything else. But you can see how there's an image here before it starts, right? That's nice and consistent across the board. When you use a site, whether it's YouTube or Vimeo or Screencast or whoever, they pull out this thumbnail for your video somewhere near halfway through, and half the time your mouth is halfway open or your eyes are looking in the wrong direction, and it just looks goofy. It just doesn't look professional. So simply having an image in the beginning alone is a great element. Again, let me mute this one here. And it's locking up on me. It's going really slow. So, okay, so right here you can actually hear a little music intro as well as the title, what to expect, and then it goes through just a screen capture of how to use this cool plugin. And then at the end here, there's another element I want to show you.
So now we've got a way to, so really cool.
All right, so pretty cool, right? I mean, when you look at a video like that, you're like, this is great, high quality stuff. That must have spent, that must have cost a lot of money to get that stuff done. All right, let me see. I can see a couple people are typing in things. David, yes, it is going to be recorded. Thank you. All right, and Vicky, yes, it is being recorded. All right, so yeah, so Ken said extreme. So here's the thing: is some of this, I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys. Okay, some of this is going to take a little bit of a learning curve. Some of it is really easy. You can get video out there just by recording with one of those free softwares like I mentioned, and then putting it on YouTube. You can get video out there, but to have it look nice and professional like this, and have that element where when people see it, it resonates with them that they're dealing with a professional, you'll see that that will very much increase your sales and increase your relationship with the people that you're dealing with. Okay, so excuse me. The other element I want to talk to you guys about is, which is it easier to learn from? Okay, is it easier to learn from reading, from listening, or from watching, or from all the above? The answer is obvious, right? It's all the above. Okay, so let me see here real quick. Graham, that's a good question. He said, how would you be able to build an intro and the ending you had? This is all stuff that I'm covering, okay? But when it comes to making video, okay, it's very much whether it's the actual end result of, great, I'm going to learn from a video, whether it's a sales page or whatever, or it's a tutorial or a workshop or whatever, you have to learn by watching. 99% of the time you have to learn by watching. Now, when it comes to creating videos and showing you how to do this, okay, I use Camtasia. You can use, like I said, Snagit, but when it comes to recording, you can use Screencast-O-Matic, or you can use Jing or Snagit, or a bunch of other different ones. There's one called Screener, there's Toaster, I think is another one, or Screen Toast is the other one. Those all work for recording, but when it comes to editing, okay, having, like, for instance, an ending like this, like I showed you a second ago, where it has your logo in there, it's got all the fancy graphics in there, all this stuff I had somebody else create, okay? And I had somebody do this actually on Fiverr, but I had to also give them my image, which was in a certain format so that the background would be transparent and tell them what I wanted and stuff like that. But now what we have to do, and I can't honestly show you this because I'm using Camtasia to record this webinar, but what you have to do is use video editing software, whether it's iMovie or Camtasia or Windows Movie Maker, to import first your main video where you're showing your screen or you're talking to the camera, and then you have to import that little clip, which is your intro or your exit. Now, I've found, as far as just messing around with video for about the past 12, 13, 14 years, something like that, that if you have a big, loud bang in the beginning kind of thing for your video, that it can be a bit much. It can be a bit overwhelming, especially if there's multiple videos. Like if somebody's going to watch a series and every time they see that, you know, bang, zoom kind of thing, it can be like, all right, great, great, great. I've seen your name. Let me just get to the answer to my problem. And so if you put this on the end and have, like I did here in the beginning, you know, some music with your title, it's kind of a necessary thing. People expect to see that. They expect to see what's the name of this video or what's it about. So when you say, great, here's what it's called, here's where you can watch this video at, and then you get into it, and then at the end, you kind of pat yourself on the back or brand yourself, however you want to look at it, and say, this was brought to you by, you know, your site, and you put a plug in there. Then people expect it, and it's kind of more proper, if that makes sense, okay? So a couple challenges that people run into, we talked about before, was one was technical, the other was fear, okay? When it comes to doing videos, most people, they either don't like their voice, or they don't like their face, or they don't think they have enough to say, or they kind of beat themselves up. But the truth is, okay, if you go and you look online, whether it's in a forum or a blog or whatever, and you see people are asking questions, how do I do blank? Whatever your niche is, normally it's something that you're pretty excited about and you know a little bit about. And if you do just a little bit of research where you can find an answer to it, well, you know something now that they don't know. Okay, so no matter what it is, if somebody says, you know, how do I set up a squeeze page? You could be like, well, you know what, I haven't made any money online, so I can't teach that. Well, that's not true. They're not saying, how do I make money online? They're saying, how do I set up a squeeze page? So if you say, here's how to set up a squeeze page, and you make a couple of videos that show them how to do it, and you say, here's where you can get a template from, here's where you can host it at, here's how you can get a domain, okay, that's a nice little package that you could sell somebody, and you're not lying. You're not saying, hey, here's how I've made $10 million in 30 seconds. You're saying, here's how to set up a squeeze page. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to show you how to do it. So what's interesting about that, if you're in the internet marketing niche or the make money niche, is once you do that and you sell that, then you've made some money. Now you can actually teach people, like a case study, how I made $742 in less than a week. You know, I went and I did some research. I found out people needed to know how to set up squeeze pages, so I made a little video series that showed how to do it. I gave them my affiliate link for my hosting, my affiliate link for, you know, the domains, and, you know, I posted an ad on Facebook or wherever, the Warrior Forum, wherever, and, you know, a bunch of people bought it for 20 bucks, and I made all this money, and I've got all these people on my list now. So now I'm going to do a follow-up series showing them how to, you know, have your squeeze pages convert better or whatever it is. So, it builds on itself, but video is at the crux of all of this. Okay. So real quick, I can see there's a couple questions in here. Clark asked, have you upgraded to Camtasia 8.0? You know, honestly, I got this is the Mac version of Camtasia because I'm on a Mac, and I got this, I want to say about 3-4 months ago, and I haven't touched it. I haven't seen anything saying you need to upgrade. So I don't know, but you can use an older version of Camtasia. I used, gosh, like 6.0 or something for years, and I got it for a lot less money. So that actually is a little tip for you guys. Is one of the challenges that people run into with doing videos is the cost. Okay, if you go to Google and you type in Camtasia and you go there, you'll see that right here, it's at techsmith.com/Camtasia. It's like $300. Okay, now, yep, $299. So they do offer a 30-day trial, which is great. But I'm going to tell you guys something. You can go, instead of going directly to them, you can go to eBay, okay, and you can type in an older version of Camtasia. And what you'll find is that there are people that are selling older versions. Like this is a college student version. It's Studio 7 for $100. Okay, this will work just as good. So there's all kinds of different versions for a lot less money, and even if it saves you $100, you know, why not do it? So just make sure if you do that you check to make sure that they have good feedback and you know, that they're actually selling what you're expecting. Because sometimes it'll be like a tutorial on Camtasia instead of the actual Camtasia software. So you know, so that's a pretty easy objection to overcome, is the whole money side of it. And again, you can always, if you're like, you know what, I don't even have the $100, then fine, do the free trial, you know, for 30 days. Mark it on your calendar at day 29 or 28 to cancel, and that's it. You should, first of all, if you actually use the software, you should be making money by then. But let's say you still don't want to spend $300, but you've made over $100. Reinvest that $100 back into an eBay version of the software. Okay, so the element, or the objection, I should say, of people being afraid of, I don't like my voice, or I don't like my face being on camera, is another one that's also easy to overcome. Okay, if you go to Fiverr.com, you'll see that under video here, there's a ton of different people that will make videos for you. Okay, you can come over here and click on rating to make sure that you're getting somebody that's put out gigs and everything else. But there's so many people out here that will do this if you just want to get started. If you say, hey, listen, I've got, I don't know, 7 different tips, or 5 different traffic techniques, or, you know, 9 different ways you can do whatever, and I want you to just read this, you know, in your voice. You can also do audio, by the way, like, let's see. You can also hire people to do just the audio part of it, and just show a screen capture or a screenshot of whatever you want, and technically that's video, okay? And these guys will do it for $5, and a lot of times, if it's something super professional, like a voiceover where somebody sounds like, you know, James Earl Jones or whatever, they're going to do about 3 to 5 minutes for $5. But there are a lot of people out there for the video part that will do like a video testimonial for 5 minutes or 10 minutes for $5. So if you say, hey, listen, I've got a couple of gigs for you, so if you'll give me a break on it or whatever, we can do, you know, 7 videos for $5 each or something like that. But maybe they're going to go over the 3-minute mark. Maybe they're going to be 4 or 5 minutes long. But here's all I want you to do is just read this, and you give them what you've done the research on, and now it's consistent, it's professional, and it's done. Okay? There's a lot of guys out there that English is their second language, and they come over here and they hire somebody with a nice voice to do their videos, and they spend money on an ad, and they hire somebody to write the sales page with good English, and they make a bunch of money by selling videos. So, you know, don't let that stop you. The other thing, in all honesty, and I hope that you guys take this to heart, is that there's only one of you. Some people are going to relate with you more than they're going to relate with me, or Jason Fladlin, or John Rhodes, or whoever else is out there that, you know, you might look up to. So when somebody hears your voice or sees your face, they're going to go, you know what, you remind me of a friend of mine, or you remind me of my mom or my brother, or whoever it is, or you remind me of myself. You're kind of like me. I get that. So, you know, don't let that stop you. If, you know, you're terrified, like, you know, there's a pack of hungry dogs chasing you terrified, then fine. Hire somebody else to do it, you know, on Fiverr. But if you're like, you know what, I'm just uncomfortable, I just don't really like the idea of it, then, you know, look at it from that angle, that they're just like you have friends that I don't, and vice versa. You know, people like you because you're you. So go ahead and try it. You have nothing to lose. Just put your video out there with your voice or your face out there, and just say, hey, this is Mike or Karen or Charlie or whatever your name is, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a squeeze page or whatever it is you're teaching. How to teach your dog to sit, you know, how to knit a sweater in under an hour, how to fall asleep, how to, you know, do yoga, whatever it is. Okay? So I hope that helps. I hope that you guys really get that and take that to heart, because it's really important. Okay? Let's see. All right, I'm just looking through the different comments here. Yeah, Brian, you're welcome. He said, thanks for the tip. It's so obvious, but I never thought of it. slaps himself in the forehead. All right. Ken says, a lot of people think I remind them of their mom, and frankly, it scares me a little. Ken's my stand-up comedian. He always makes me laugh. All right, so there's the fear factor, there's the cost factor, and then there's the technology factor. If it's just a matter of putting video online, you know, like I said, we can do that. It's really pretty simple. You can just go, you know, to YouTube and just copy that code, that embed code that they give you, and paste it on your site. But I know some of you right now, as soon as I said just that little bit, copy that embed code from YouTube and paste it on your site, some of you said, oh my God, code, embed, what does that mean? Paste? I don't even know what paste means. No, other people are going, of course, yeah, I got to do, no problem. But, you know, that may be really foreign for you. It may be just like a new concept for you. So let me ask, actually, this is always good to do, is to kind of get a feedback from you guys. If you're one of the people that's not very technical, like you don't know how to copy and paste video code onto a WordPress blog or something like that onto an HTML site, if you don't know how to do that, type into the chat box, me. I'm going to take a quick drink while you guys are doing that. All right, Troy was the most honest one so far. He was the first one there. All right, so good. You guys are not alone. There's Troy, there's Dave, there's Jack, there's Barry, there's Pamela, there's Ken, there's Ruby. Okay, so here's the thing. I know that I could encourage you guys all day long, and I know that I could tell you guys other people that were not that smart or not that successful or not that talented went out there and learned how to do this stuff, and you guys still probably wouldn't take action on it. So what I find for my listeners, for my readers, what helps them out the most is it helps a lot of people to have a product, which is great, but it helps even more people, especially if they're just like I haven't even gone anywhere near that solution, is to do a live workshop where I can not only show you how to do it, but I can answer questions as we go through it. So because video is so critical, and because it's the type of thing where once you know how to do it, you can use it in so many different areas. Like, let me just give you a couple things, okay? One is making products, like we talked about. Showing people how to do something is extremely profitable. The very first time I did this, I made a video series about getting ranked on Google quickly, and I made, I want to say $3,000 in like a week. This was my second product. My first product was a software product, which I used primarily to build my list, which is a great idea, by the way. Not meaning bragging myself, but just saying for you, it's a great idea to build a list with your first product. Give it away. Talk to people that have lists and say, here, you can sell it and you can keep 100% of the profit. And people will do that, and you will end up with a list. And now when you make another product, you can sell it to your list. Okay? So anyway, making products is a huge one. Another one is doing training. Okay? Teaching people how to do stuff is huge. You can do this with, for example, virtual assistants. If you hire somebody and you say, here's what I want you to do. I want you to monitor my support desk. And if somebody asks, for instance, I need my link for this product, then you can send them this copy and paste reply that says, you know, thanks for letting me know that you need the link to your product. Please give me the name of the product and your transaction ID, and I'll be happy to send it right off to you. Or if they've already sent it, then you give them this response. Or if they have this question, you give them this response. Well, guess what? All that takes time to explain, and if you do that one-on-one through Skype, or even worse, typing it out on email, guess what happens when you have to hire another VA, or you fire a VA and hire another VA? You have to do it all over again. So instead, make a video. Just document it. Don't say, "Hi, Susie." Say, "Hi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do blank." And now you can show it to Susie, John, Jimmy, Charlie, Fred, whoever, right? You can use video in webinars. Like right now, this is a live webinar, but I could have also recorded this beforehand, like, maybe I'm nervous talking in front of people, so great, so I'll just record it in advance when I'm by myself, and if I cough or sneeze or the dog barks or whatever, it's no big deal. I can edit that out, and then when the webinar goes live, I say, "Hey, this is Mike. I'm going to hit play in a second for the replay of this video, but I'll be here answering questions on the chat box or whatever," and now you just overcame a huge obstacle with your fear, and you can still do webinars. You can also use video for sales letters. Sales letters are huge. They're so valuable. You have to realize that when you hire somebody to write copy, sales copy, it's thousands of dollars. And if somebody's decent, we're talking like $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to write a good sales letter. And if you want to learn how to write sales copy, that's great, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some artistic talent. It's going to take some experience. And it's so much faster to just convey what your product will do and why they should buy through you in a video. Okay? It's also much faster to put that online with a buy button underneath it. Another thing that's huge is making videos for bonuses. So you can do things as an affiliate, like you could say, if you buy, for instance, Market Samurai, it's a keyword research software. If you buy Market Samurai through my affiliate link, I will give you this video series that I made with 3 different strategies for finding, for instance, highly profitable keywords, how to find your niche, things like that, using Market Samurai. So it's related, and nobody else has it other than you. And people will buy it just because you have that bonus, okay? You can also use video to get exposure by simply putting your videos on YouTube and doing nothing else, not doing anything fancy, just uploading it to YouTube, okay? You will get exposure. People will see it when they do searches for different things, when they're on related videos, they'll see it, and they'll go, "You know what, I like this guy, or I like this girl, I think they're like me, or I think they are a good professional, or I think they have the answer to this